Hello mga kabulero, at ito ang final part ng ating discussion about integration of trigonometric functions. At ang topic natin ay about integrals yielding to inverse trigonometric functions. Meron tayong tatlong kailangang i-familiarize. Ayokong sabihin na i-memorize. I-familiarize na formulas for integrals yielding to inverse trigonometric functions. So, first formula is formula 1. The integral of du over the square root of a squared minus u squared is equal to sine to the negative 1 u over a plus c. Formula number 2, this is the integral of, so tatandaan lang natin yung form, tapos automatic, ganyan na yung magiging outcome niya. Okay? So, formula number 2 is du over a squared plus u squared, okay, is equal to 1 over a tangent to the negative 1 and then u over a plus c. Huwag natin kakalimutan yung mga signs kasi kapag iba yung format, hindi nyo pwede siyang i-automatic na ganito. Okay? Formula number 3, this would be the final formula. This is du divided by u multiplied by the square root of u squared minus a squared. This is equal to 1 over a secant or arc secant u over a plus c. So ito lang yung tatandaan natin mga formulas. Pwede nyo screen capture in this section. Tapos balikan nyo na lang sa mga kapag ka nagsusolve na tayo para makasunod. Alright, so let's proceed to the examples that I have prepared so that you will understand how to use and better resolve trigonometric functions or integrations which yields to this inverse trigonometric functions. Okay, so let's begin. So our first problem is the integral of dx over 9 plus 4x squared. So medyo basic pa lang to, pero siguro ang gagawin natin is mas gawan natin ng paraan, ng simpleng paraan, yung ating u substitution para hindi tayo malito all throughout sa ating process. So, una mong iisipin is, ano nga ba yung u squared mo? Kasi lahat ng inverse trigonometric functions is in terms of a squared and u squared. So, una nating iisipin, ano nga ba yung u squared natin dito? At commonly, ang u is yung merong variable, ang a is yung constant. Okay? So, our u here, or u squared here, is 4x squared. And my u is, edi, kunin natin yung square root ng 4x squared. Therefore, that's only 2x. Okay? And then, what's our du? Our du is 2dx. And don't forget, kapag kinukuha natin yung du, or yung variables with respect to du, kailangan natin kuhanin yung dx. At yan yung isa-substitute natin sa ating equation. So, that's du over 2. Also, we have to solve for a. What's my a squared? That's 9 in this example. And my a, kunin natin yung square root of 9, that's 3. Okay? So, ready na tayo. Once na-set up natin to, medyo mahaba-haba lang na u substitution pero parehas ang kanilang connotation. So, substituting the values, what's our dx? That's du over 2. So, kung maiisip natin agad, du over 2 pala siya, edi magkakaroon siya ng 1/2. Okay? Ilalabas na natin yung 1/2 na yon sa ating function. And matitira lang dito is du. At ano nga ba yung format na to? Eh di ano si 9? Si 9 ay si a squared plus si 4x squared ay ang ating u. Okay? So siya ang ating u squared. So, since nag-come up tayo sa ganitong format, so babalikan natin yung tatlong formula natin na pinakita. Alin ba doon yung merong ganong integral of du over a squared plus u squared? At mapapansin natin na yung second na formula yon, which is yun yung 1 over 2, yung ano lang yan, yung nasa labas. It's 1 over a arctangent of u over a plus c. Okay? So, kung isa-substitute natin yung values, I have our 1/2 multiplied by, what's our 1 over a? Our a is, bilugan natin yung a tapos yung u. Actually, hindi pala bilog. I-box natin. So, 1 over 3 tangent raised to the negative 1. What's our u? That's 2x. What's our a? That's 3 plus c. Okay? Pwede pa rin natin tong i-simplify. That will be 1 over 6. Therefore, we have tan to the negative 1 or arctangent of 2x over 3 plus c. Okay, so this is the final answer to this problem. So our next problem is integral of dx over the square root of 4 minus x squared. So, set up muna natin. Ano nga ba yung u squared natin? In this case, siya si x squared. Okay? And our u is equal to, clearly it's x, and our du is equal to dx. Okay? Madali lang siya. And what's my a squared? My a squared is, since it's 4, therefore my a is equal to 2. Okay? Madali lang. And i-box ko na ngayon yung ating values ng u tsaka a. Gagamitin natin yan sa final answer. So, what's my dx? That's just du. Okay? Etong. And then, the square root of 4 is my a squared minus what's my x squared? That's my u squared. So, balikan ulit natin yung tatlong formula at alin doon yung ganitong form. And kung aalala natin, that is the arc sign. So, sine to the negative 1 of u over a plus c. So, don't forget, ibalik natin yung mga functions or yung isinubstitute natin. Therefore, arc sine of what's my u? That's x, and my a is 2. And don't forget the constant. So that's the answer on this problem. Alright, let's proceed to our next one. So our next problem is the integral of dx over x times the square root of 4x squared minus 1. And set up natin yung ating u squared, and clearly it's 4x squared. And our u is equal to square root ng 4x squared, that's 2x. Our du is equal to 2 dx, and our dx is equal to du over 2. So let's set up naman yung ating a squared. And our a squared in this example is 1. And our a is equal to square root of 1 is still 1. Okay, so substitute na natin yung values. And first is, mapapansin natin, meron tayong du, or yung dx natin is du over 2. So, magiging siyang du over, multiply lang natin yung 2 sa ating denominator. And that's the square root of 4x squared, that is my u squared. And what is my a squared? Or 1, that's my a squared. Okay? Baka malito kayo na ang a squared mo at saka a mo ay parehas lang yung value kasi 1 lang yung sagot. So, kung makikita nyo, you have your 2x here, which is your u. So, kung i-rewrite natin yung function na to, magiging siyang du, your 2x is your u. And then, the square root of u squared minus a squared, and that's clearly one of our formulas form. And kung babalikan nyo yung formula natin, that is equivalent to 1 over A, the arc secant, yung pangatlong formula, U over A plus C. Okay? So, ilagay na lang natin or substitute yung mga values, and our final answer for this problem is, what's my A? That's 1. Secant to the negative 1. What's my U? That's 2x. My A is 1 plus C. So, rewriting the final answer, that's only secant or arc secant of 2x plus C. So, this is the final answer on this problem. Now, let's head on to our next problem. So, our next problem is another basic integrals yielding to inverse trigonometric function. At ito ay the integral of dx times the square or divided by the square root of 16 minus x squared. So, madalas ginagawa natin, what's our u squared? And this example, yan yung x squared natin. So, your u or our u is x. And our du is equal to dx. Okay? Madali lang siya. And our a squared, that's 16. And since it's a perfect square, that is 4. Okay? So, box natin yung ating values ng u tsaka a. And let's substitute. So, madali na lang kasi wala tayong denominator since your dx is equal to du. And the square root of what's your 16? That's your a squared. Minus what's your x squared? That's your u squared. So, napakadali na lang nito. Maaalala nyo na ito yung first formula na ginamit natin kanina or pinakita natin kanina. This is equivalent to arc sine of u over a plus c. And rewriting the equation with the substituted values, you have your arc sine. What's our u? That's x. And then what's our a? That's 4 plus c. Okay? This is the answer to this problem. Alright, few more examples to come, so please stay tuned. So our next problem is the integral of 3 divided by 25 plus x squared dx. Okay? So, madalas kanina sinasolve natin, puro lang nasa numerator is dx. Ngayon ay meron ng constant. So, siguro another variation, but this should not be confusing you. So, let's set up yung u squared natin. Our u squared is just our x squared. So, our u is equal to our x, and du is equal to dx. And then, our a squared is equal to 25. Therefore, our a is equal to 5. So, i-box natin ulit as usual. And then, let's substitute our values. Ano gagawin natin dun sa 3? Eh di, napakadali lang. Ilabas natin since constant siya. And then, babalik siya dito sa form na dx over, ano yung 25 natin? That's our a squared. Ano yung x squared? That's our u squared. Okay? So, nakita nyo na yung form na to kanina. That's our second formula. Therefore, the answer to this problem is arctangent or 3 multiplied by the arctangent of u over a plus c. Okay? Napakadali lang. So, substitute na lang natin yung value ng u at saka a. Therefore, the final answer is arctangent of x over 5 plus c. So, this is clearly our answer to this problem. So, we are down to our last example. At ang last problem natin is e raised to 3x divided by 9 plus e raised to 6x. And then don't forget the dx. Okay, kung makikita nyo, may mga Euler numbers dito. Tapos naka-exponent, may mga exponents pang may variable. So, siguro matatakot kayong isolve to. Pero, kung iisipin nyo, may mga perfect squares dyan. At kapag iniisa-isa natin yung process, makukuha natin yung ating desired outcome, which is the inverse trigonometric functions. So, let's proceed with our process. Let's determine our u squared. And kung makikita nyo, dalawa lang ang option nyo for u, which is e raised to 6x tapos e raised to 3x, and our perfect square is e raised to 6x in here. So, kunin natin yung square root ng ating e raised to 6x. That's e raised to 3x. Okay? At may maka-cancel out lang dyan na yung nasa numerator natin. And our du, siguro, ito yung magiging struggle kapag hindi mo kabisado yung integral ng ating Euler number. And it's very easy na ang Euler number or ang derivative ng Euler number na e raised to 3x, that is just e raised to 3x. Pero don't forget to multiply yung numerical coefficient ng ating exponent. And don't forget the dx. So, in this case, our dx is equal to du over, lagyan na natin yung 3 sa harap ng ating Euler number. Okay? So, what's our a or a squared? It's 9. And our a is equal to 3. Okay? So, box natin sila. Gagamitin natin sila sa final answer. And let's substitute. So, e raised to 3x ay ganun pa rin. Maka-cancel out lang din yan mamaya. What's my 9? That's my a squared. What's my e raised to 6x? That's my u squared. And what's my dx? My dx is du over 3 e raised to 3x. Okay? So, kung mapapansin natin, mawawala na si e raised to 3x. Pero may ilalabas tayong 1/3. Okay? So, let's put 1/3 outside of the integral sign. And this is the form which we want to show in this example. Okay? At maaalala natin, aling formula to? This is the second formula of the inverse trigonometric functions, which is 1 over a arctangent, okay, of u over a plus c. Dali lang siyang i-memorize pag paulit-ulit mo siyang sinosolve. Okay, let's substitute. Yung 1/3 natin, nakalimutan natin ilagay. So, yan. So, we have your 1/3 multiplied by 1 over a, which is, what's my a? That's 3. Tangent to the negative 1. What's my u? That's e raised to 3x. What's my a? That's 3. And then plus c. And the final answer, kasi pwede mo itong i-combine, that's 1 over 9 arctangent of e raised to 3x over 3 plus c. And this is the final answer to this problem. So, marami pang pwedeng isolve, pero ililimit ko na lang yung ibibigay kong mga examples. Hanggang dito na lang muna yung aking video, and we will continue, or I will continue to provide further computations and calculations which relates to the integrals of different variations. So, magkita-kita tayo sa susunod kong video. Please stay tuned. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video if natuto kayo or nagkaroon kayo ng idea about simple computation of integrations which yields to inverse trigonometric functions. So, thank you so much everyone, at magkita-kita tayo ulit. Bye-bye!